I know that a number of you at the beginning of this semester are feeling anxious about having to do a literacy project. And the aim of this short video is to allay some of that anxiety, to let you know why we're doing this, what the possibilities are, and how you can manage it and get a lot out of it. First of all, what do we try to achieve? As with all of our units here, the big thing is making connections between being a practicing teacher and learning from people who've been teaching for some time more about the craft, the art and craft of teaching. And our textbook, the Cristoviani textbook, is written by a practicing teacher. She's been teaching for a long time and she's still teaching in schools. And this project is one of the ways in which we try and get you connecting what you're learning in literacy across the disciplines with what you've been experiencing in schools and what you will experience. So that first point, to bring theory and practice together. It's also about better understanding the reading process. Undertaking some kind of a project that helps you to get inside the experience of someone who has or is struggling with some aspect of literacy. And that's connected obviously to the third point there, to learn useful strategies that will help these students achieve more. The unit outline says this: the central focus of this unit will be an action research project that you carry out with a secondary student who is struggling in one of your subjects, in one of your KLA subjects. That's actually, as you can see on this slide, just one of three options. And I'm going to take each one of these in turn, talk about the action research project where you work with a current student, or a case study, or this third option, a creative project, which some of you might like to take up. Let's go to the first one, though. If you decide that your literacy project is going to be in the form of an action research project, then you find a student. It doesn't have to be a student in the school where you've recently done your prac. It can be a member of your family, it can be someone that you've been tutoring, it can be, in fact, one of the students from your recent prac if you want. And you're going to go through a number of stages in this action research project. I'll just go very quickly through them now, but later on you'll see a video where I present my own literacy project, and it's in the form of an action research project. So that will give you an idea of these different stages. Basically, it involves 3 sessions that you have with your student. And in the first session, essentially, you're observing, you're presenting this student with a text from your KLA, one that you suspect the student may have some challenges with, and you just observe, you just see how the student manages it and what strategies he or she does use and which ones he or she perhaps doesn't use that you think might be useful. But you just observe during this first session, or the first part of the session. Second session, you, having thought about what you've observed, you present your student either with the same text or with another text, and in this case you help the student. You actually teach some strategies that you think will help to unlock or give that student access to the text. So you're doing some teaching and you see how that goes. That's your second session. No doubt some things will go well and perhaps some things will go not so well, or afterwards you'll think, I wish I thought of doing X or Y. And that's very much the focus of the third session. Having reflected on and learnt from the second session, you then go into the third session, again with the same text or with another text, and work again with the student. And as I say, this will you'll do this in your own way, but it'll also become clearer when you have a look at the video where I present my action research project. Perhaps it's not a case study, it's not a research project that you want to do. Perhaps you want to present a case study. Perhaps you yourself have had significant challenges with an aspect of literacy, either general literacy or specific to a particular KLA, or a member of your family has, or someone that you know, or a young person that you know, and instead of working with them, in this case you just want to present their story, if you like. So if it's you who's the subject of your case study, you write that up and present it. If it's a member of your family or someone else that you know, just talk to them. Again, try and get inside the experience. And also, as you're reflecting on your own experience or the experience of the person that you're studying, think about what you're learning from the reading and the lectures and the Cristovani textbook, and what light all of those things throw on that person's experience and how perhaps it might have been different. So that's a possibility. It's also possible for you, if you don't want to do an action research project with a secondary student or a case study, you might like to invent something. Imagine an action research project and write it up as if it actually took place, as if you actually had those sessions with the student, or invent a case study. And while on the surface that might seem like the easiest of the three options, in fact it's the most challenging, I think, because it requires you not just to invent a situation, but also to make it believable. And the only way you can make it believable is to really get inside this invented person's experience, to understand it, to be able to present it well. So 3 different options: an action research project, a case study, or a creative imagined project.